Hello and welcome to all. Despite there being only one major obstacle, today is an important stage for the contenders for final victory. The climb to Haussière-Merlette will require them to dig deep, and it will provide us with some signs as to their respective fitness levels. The time gap between the peloton and the escapees is stationary. The breakaway can't widen the gap. In about 15 kilometers, the riders will begin the first climb of the day. But before that, there's the intermediate sprint.
When going downhill, the aerodynamic position is useful to increase speed without expending energy.
The front of the race is now starting the ascent of the Col du Festre, an 8-kilometer climb. The gap isn't changing much.
The front of the race is 2 kilometers from the summit.
After a short descent, the riders will head straight onto the Col de Rioupe. It's only 2 kilometers and provides 1 point for the mountains classification.
The tempo is increasing at the head of the race. The breakaway riders will try and manage the time gap.
The next difficulty is listed as third category. The breakaway is increasing its lead over the yellow jersey, but there's no worry as it contains no big guns for the overall standings. The second intermediate sprint of the day will soon be fought out. The first will pocket 20 more points.
The time gap with the head of the race isn't changing, lads.
The next two difficulties are ranked as third category. Each will thus earn 2 points and 1 point for the first 2 riders over the summit. The riders up front have a 1-minute lead on the favourites group. This is the last obstacle on the road before the final climb. Tension should be slowly starting to rise among the favourites.
The time gap with the head of the race isn't changing, lads. Lads, we're approaching the final climb. It's neither very long nor very steep. Position yourselves as best as you can.
The breakaway is being reeled in. It will be difficult to withstand the return of the yellow jersey.
Okay, I'll consume a feed. Watch out! You'll soon have no more energy to attack.
Only 5 kilometres left for the men in front.
An attack! We've got to react! He's dangerous! Watch out! You're not going to be able to ride out of the saddle for much longer.
Another 3 kilometres and it's the finish.
Try to manage things so that you don't blow up before the line. Watch out, you'll soon be burned out. Take a feed if you still have anything left.
There's only 1 kilometre to go for the men at the front. They'll have to settle it with a sprint.
Reduce speed a bit, otherwise you'll hit the wall. The polka dot jersey has enough lead to be sure to keep it today. You seem to be running on empty. Lift your foot if you don't want to blow up.
He succeeded in it. He will climb. We can say he will climb on. He tops the.
We could have hoped for better than a top 5 place today. The podium seemed possible. It's a pity. We lost the yellow jersey. It's today's source of disappointment. Hi guys, let's start the briefing for this stage. It's a day in the mountains. The finish isn't decided at the top of the climb, but the route is challenging, and it's an important day for the general classification. We're well placed to take the lead of the general classification. I'm counting on you to give it everything. It's an opportunity we must not miss. We can target a...
Hello cycling fans everywhere. With 2 first category summits, today's terrain will be one that favours the qualities of the climbers. However, They mustn't wait to make their move if they hope to carry the day, because the Col d'Ez climax of the stage is not as selective as the two previous climbs.
One minute for the breakaway. It's looking good. The time gap between the peloton and the escapees is stationary. 1.5 minutes for the breakaway. It might just work. The breakaway can't widen the gap.
The breakaway will soon fight it out for the intermediate sprint. The first will pocket 20 points towards the green jersey.
The head of the race has 1.5 minutes lead on the yellow jersey.
You must constantly try to shelter from the wind so as not to consume energy. This is what allows a rider to edge clear at the end of the race.
The pass is a first category climb. The riders can score 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 and 1 points towards the mountains classification. The descent will take the riders towards the Col de Turini, the main difficulty of the day.
The tempo is increasing at the head of the race. The breakaway riders will try and manage the time gap.
The ascent of the Turini starts now for the front of the race. The gap isn't changing much.
30 seconds between the breakaway and the yellow jersey.
The Col de Turini is a first category climb. It will therefore earn 10 points in the best climber classification for the first one over the top.
Okay, I'll consume a feed. Okay, I'll consume a feed. The peloton is 2 kilometers from the summit. The end of the stage is not far off. Stay awake. It will soon start to move in the peloton.
The yellow jersey has just joined up with the lead group.
The gap between the favourites group and the front is 30 seconds. 30 seconds between the breakaway and the yellow jersey.
I don't know if it's a bluff, but the breakaway looks to be increasing the pace at the front of the race.
The front of the race is approaching the intermediate sprint. Remember that only the first 15 score any points for the green jersey classification.
still have 10 kilometers to make up some time. Watch out! You'll soon have no more energy to attack. They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax.
There will be 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 and 1 points at the top of the Col d'Aise for the mountains classification.
Still 5 kilometers climbing for the first riders.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
At 3 kilometers from the finish, there are still several potential stage winners.
Watch out! You're not going to be able to ride out of the saddle for much longer.
Final kilometer for the man at the front.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
Ladies and gentlemen, he will climb on. He's among. He tops the. We can say.
Well done, lads. Congratulations to you. We were amongst the outsiders, but you managed to beat the favourites. It's the final stage, guys. Today is a tiring route, where the closing kilometers should suit the punchers. We're in a good position to win.
Hello, cycling fans everywhere. It's a circuit race that's on offer for the riders today. 3 35-kilometre loops for a total of 105 kilometres. It's a short, tightly packed format, which makes for a race with a non-stop tempo. The breakaway has 30 seconds lead.
The breakaway riders are increasing the gap. They are not dangerous for the overall standings. We can let them go.
The riders are on to the only classified climb of the circuit, the Côte de Duranus, almost 4 kilometres at an average of 6%. The 2 intermediate sprints of the day will be contested on the finishing line in Les Vins. Each time, the first across the line will score 20 points.
Guys, don't forget to protect our leader. Communication is important. That's why we have TeamCom.
The race leaders are at the base of the Côte de Duranus. Once again, there will be 2 points and 1 point to be gleaned. The front of the race will soon be finishing the second lap and fighting it out for the second intermediate sprint of the stage.
The riders up front still have something left. They're upping the pace to try to hold out till the end.
Less than 20 kilometres left for the group at the front. 15 kilometres from the finish for the group at the front. Last time check with the breakaway, 1 minute. Here we go. The front of the race is about to attack the last climb. A little more than 10 kilometres from the finish.
Watch out! You'll soon have no more energy for an attack. King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group.
The final difficulty didn't allow any rider to get away in front. Victory will most probably be decided in a sprint.
out. Go all the way, lads. But watch out for attacks in the closing kilometers. Five kilometers for the breakaway. It's going to be nip and tuck with the final small climb. A teammate has just been dropped. You can't count on him any longer.
Three kilometers. Nobody has yet managed to gain the upper hand.
Bravo les gars, c'est bien.
On continue comme ça. Lâchez rien.
On continue.
30 seconds lead for the head of the race.
Allez, courage, on continue les gars.
Last kilometer. It will be decided in a sprint.
Bravo les gars.
He's being left behind. It's good news for the overall standing.
He is all smiles as he climbs onto the podium. Applaud him. Here is today's stage winner. Congratulations to him. He really was the strongest. He fully deserves this prestigious victory. He will climb onto the podium to receive his jersey and a kiss from the hostesses. We can say he tops he's amongst the...
Well done, lads. You pulled off a great performance today. Getting into the top 5 of this stage is a good result. We finish with the yellow jersey. Hi guys, welcome to this Primavera Classica briefing. It's the first monument of the season. The route isn't very demanding, but it's the longest of the year. You'll have to count
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Northern Italy for the first monument of the cycling season, the Primavera Classica. This is a special race, if ever there was one. 300 kilometres, and very often you have to wait for the final 30 kilometres to see the scenario unfold. With the Cipressa and Poggio climbs, the punchers and their teammates often try to turn the screw in order to eliminate the sprinters, whereas the latter hang on desperately in order to take part in the sprint on the Via Roma at the heart of San Remo.
The time gap with the head of the race is stable.
You must constantly try to shelter from the wind, so as not to consume energy. This is what allows a rider to edge clear at the end of the race.
At the front of the race, it's time to pick up something to eat. Another 20 or so kilometres before the riders are onto roads with a few more slopes.
The breakaway is losing ground. The head of the race has 1.5 minutes lead on the peloton. 30 seconds lead for the head of the race.
You are 2 kilometers from the top.
The first riders are onto the coast. Another 50 kilometres of flat road, and then the race will enter its final chapter with the sequence of Cappi, short climbs where the screw can be turned to cause problems for the pure sprinters. It's time for a final feed for the front of the race. A little under 40 kilometres before we reach the first capo.
Looks like the breakaway still has some gas left. It's still able to widen the gap.
increasing, guys. The peloton should be there for the stage win. The riders up front still have something left. They're upping the pace to try to hold out till the end. You are 2 kilometers from the top.
Here's the second capo, Capo Cervo. It's a little over 2 kilometers long. Here's the steepest of the 4 capi that the riders will encounter, Capo Berta. The slope averages out at more than 6%. After this, only the Cipressa and Poggio climbs will remain. Here's the foot of the Cipressa, the final capo. It's a climb of almost 6 kilometers, and sometimes riders try their chance from far out. But in recent race history, it's never proven to be decisive for final victory.
Watch out! You're not going to be able to attack for much longer. Okay, I'll consume a feed. You are 2 kilometers from the top.
The front of the race goes over the top of the Cipressa. Only 5 kilometers before the foot of the Poggio. Only a kilometre left until the top of the Poggio. A lone rider begins the descent towards San Remo. He's going to have to risk everything in the bends to hold on to his slim advantage. That's done. The man at the front is at the foot of the descent. He's only got 2 kilometers to go. The red pennant is in sight for the man at the front. Another short effort, and he should manage to cross the line as a winner.
Go! Don't give up! Right to the line! This monument is for you!
Ladies and gentlemen,